that is a new purchase. I got a claw machine. Really stoked on that. I don't want to talk about what that's going to be on this channel, but it's going to be sick. I've always wanted a claw machine. For the past like 7 years, I've had this idea of doing something with the claw machine, and I'm finally doing it, so I'm pretty stoked. Car stuff. Y34, the last episode video ended with getting the rear bumper nice and fitted to the quarter panels, trunk, head, tail lights, around the car, all that stuff. And now it's time to do some other stuff. And something I want to do very badly is get the 3M tape off of the car. When I bought this car, it had a junction produce wing, and I took it off, and the tape has been on here since probably 4 years now. So I have an eraser wheel. I'm gonna take all this off, and the first thing I want to do in this video is mount the new wing. So I have to drill holes, see where I want to place it on the trunk, drill the holes, and get it actually mounted. It's up there. That is a Nissan R35 GTR wing, and I want it on this car. I was gonna do the 2025 Ford Mustang wings, but that just seems like too much of a headache. It's ABS plastic, or at least it seems it's some type of plastic, and I would have to, I know for sure, cut it and do a whole bunch of stuff that I just don't feel like doing. And the GTR wing was my original wing because of a good acquaintance, Jeremy. He has one on his amazing Y33 build, and that inspired me to want to do one on the Y34. So bought one of those quite some time ago, and I actually want to get it mounted on the trunk instead of placing it on for photos and like mock-ups. I want to put that on, and then after that's on, we're going to be cutting this bumper in half to drop it lower for the aesthetics, flow of the entire walk around of the car, and for exhaust clearance. So here we go. I'm a little scared to drill into this trunk. I'm actually terrified because if I mess up, it's very hard to get a new trunk because there's only so many of these made. So measure 5,000 times and drill once. So let's get all this tape off and then get the wing mocked up so we can actually mark and drill. Man, I'm having the hardest time committing to this. I want this wing. I just don't want to drill. And I've been sitting here saying like, oh, just shape the studs and 3M mount it, but no. Oh, this is rough. I gotta do it. This is what I wanted, and not doing this wing and finding another one feels like I'm going upstream against the current, and this wing at the moment felt like right. It felt like I was going down the current, and with the draft, it's kind of how I'm trying to live my life, is not force things, but just let it happen as it will. And this was my first idea, so I should just do it. It's a sick looking wing. It's Nissan, so I just gotta commit and I guess do it. So take my measurements, make sure it's nice and straight, even, and drill these 6 holes, I guess. I guess the one nice part is it doesn't matter if I slip with the drill because it's getting painted anyways, but alright, just do it. I think it would be better if I could move the car outside and see a side profile, but I can't do that. So maybe I could climb over the Y33, but I don't know. I just gotta commit. A huge help, I got the wing where I thought I wanted it, and I was like, I need second eyes. So called my neighbor, he came over. We did a lot more measurements than I would have done. Super awesome older gentleman. Well, not older, he's a little bit older than me, but very knowledgeable. And we did a lot more measurements than I personally did, of finding where this thing should sit. And I'm happy that the stud mount is away from the round body line the trunk goes to, and I'm about to drill. Oh, that took 3 hours and whatever, but I'm happy with what I'm about to do, so I'm gonna do it now. Drill the back 2 holes, one stud, the inner stud, top inner stud doesn't touch the trunk yet because it's shorter, because of how the GTR is situated. So I'm gonna drill these 2 holes, find out that mounting point, mark it, pull the trunk, the wing back off, mark those 2 holes, drill them so all 6 studs can enter the trunk. But here we go. Oh my gosh. I did it. I'm stoked. I did it. This thing is actually mounted. Oh my gosh. The only thing I really have to do, two things. So I want obviously the light to work. So on the back this stud right here, somewhere right there, I gotta drill the hole a little bigger to run the wiring down and run the wiring correctly. And the last thing is this little gap. That's not bad. That's not bad at all for this wing not being meant for this car. I'll take it. This thing doesn't have to sit inside the trunk anymore. It doesn't have to sit in the Y33 trunk. It doesn't have to sit on that shelf anymore. It's on the car. And I'm hyped about that. So yes, big win. Big win. The vision for this car is coming together super nicely. Now, more rear bumper stuff. I started, let's see, what time is it? 9:05. I started mocking this wing up to mount at 5 o'clock. Oh, I don't know if that's good or if it's just being careful, but it's on. And I had planned on getting the wing mounted and then cutting the bumper, but I'll take the wing mounted as a win. is what I'm gonna do. The bumper's cut. I have my bash bar on. That way, anything were to ever happen, this car wouldn't be totaled. And yeah, just go really aggressively with the styling of this. So getting this thing glass together, I did a quick eyeball, and I had a car sitting right here yesterday, so I just did this to kind of mock it. The exhaust is a little off, so I want to get that fixed, and then add more of these in so it's more structure when I take it off and move it around, and use cardboard while it's sitting right here. Use cardboard and metal tape to fill these gaps. That way we can fiberglass as straight as possible. With like small sections, it's not as crucial, but this is a pretty big, that's like 8 inches maybe. So using cardboard, at least for me, is easier because it kind of guarantees you a straight connection point from the negative space. If we were to just use metal tape, it'd be super wavy, and I'm not looking to do this 4 different times. I just want to do it the inside once, the outside once, and start sanding on it. So having a smooth and flat of glass being laid is crucial. So using cardboard is definitely a nice key component. But this is what is called sectioning. This is where you have a body kit, and if you're too low for the body kit and you can't put the bumper on because it's on the ground, you would find the appropriate area to section it. So cut it. And there's a couple different ways of doing it, and this way that I'm going to be doing it is mainly because the side pieces on the car, I'm going to cut those off and refit them, and I have to redesign where it goes into the quarter panel arch. So that's why I did a straight line. You could always do a straight line. Sometimes it's easier to do it like a puzzle piece. So you make your cut, and around where like the arch is, you kind of cut up and then down, leaving the original kind of arch. I have to redesign that anyways, where I'm not too concerned of having to do that extra work. But this is a big thing with fiberglass kits when it comes to like bagging or, you know, putting your car in coilovers, fitting aero. And this is how, even if you're crazy low, you have redesigned floors and you're tubbed and your subframes are shortened, that's not an excuse not to run aero. And I'm a firm believer with VIP cards, they have to have aero. You can't have stock bumpers. That's just, for me, incomplete look, but that's just my hot take. So doing this reverse of what I'm doing it, this bumper sat way too high for me, and we're doing like a full VIPGT inspired look with the Y34, so I kind of can get away with doing some aggressive non-proper things versus like an actual VIP build. Having it be proper and stuff is kind of key, but we're doing GT and we can do this kind of stuff. So adding fiberglass to all of these areas is what I'm going to do. I'm going to realign the bottom, make sure it's absolutely perfect with the centering and all of that stuff, and then add some more brackets. And I'm just using what they call paint sticks. I'm not going to use metal brackets that big. For like $2, I just picked up 20 of them, it looks like, and these, I just had these laying around. So I'm using this as a bracketing method to be able to take the bumper off and keep it structurally exactly where it is. So take these out, realign this, and then start cutting cardboard, grabbing metal tape, making all of this, and then we can get fiberglassing. I already prepped the inside completely. I shaved it down. I thinned it out is what I call it, my process, thinning it out. Making this outer, where the cut is, super thin. That way when we lay glass and we have something flat here, it lays it smoothly for the layer. So when we add 2 more layers or 3 more layers up top, they mend together really nice. So yeah, I thin this out for a clean transition basically. First layer of tape is down. I'm gonna use cardboard next to fill the gaps and then tape the cardboard down so that way it's super flat. You don't have to do the tape first. You could do straight cardboard. Fiberglass won't stick necessarily to cardboard, but sometimes it will. It's best to use mold release on it, and I just didn't want to do that. All of that, I'd rather just do it the metal tape, that way I can peel it all off. But just cutting this stuff up so I can cut it up some more. Went to the doctors, finally got in the doctors for my back. Got my scanning done, x-ray, MRI, and we thought it was gonna be a herniated disc, and it wasn't. It was super cool. Instead of a herniated disc, got a few things going on. I think I'd rather just have a herniated disc, but found out I have arthritis in my back. Found out I have degenerate disc disease, something like that. Just the vertebrae are like kind of breaking down with age. Happens to all of us. And then found out I have 5 bulging discs all in my lower lumbar section that are also narrowing, so the discs are going up and deteriorating my vertebrae. Instead of it being flat, it's dipping into the vertebrae that are kind of breaking down. In a simple explanation, specialists that examined my MRI said this was, I'm 30, I just turned 30, and she said that she was a little shocked that this was a 30-year-old's back, and the damage of what's occurring they typically see in bodybuilders, and I'm not that. So I think just a handful of things like skateboarding really intensely and aggressively for like a decade kind of caused this, and then just living life, I guess. But tomorrow I go in for epidural injection, and then we start physical therapy and stuff, so hopefully get this back on track so I can stop hurting. So yeah, hopefully doing everything that they have scheduled for me helps get me back on track and gets me living a little bit more comfy. We got cars to build, we got things to do, we got cars to cruise, so we can't let some back pain hold us back, so get to it. Back is completely cardboard and tape. The sides, not necessarily. I can't put those last two self-tappers in because I don't want to put a self-tapper into the car. So I'm gonna do that off the car. I marked, so as soon as I take the bumper off, I can drill them and then I'll build the sides. But I gotta take the bumper off now to do that and start fiberglassing. And there's one thing that sucks about doing bumpers that are so long is you can't put it on like a part stand because it just like flops everywhere. So I'll probably just end up doing this on the ground, and that's not fun either, but oh well. That is what the back looks like. And a little pro tip, fiberglass is friends with wood. So when I fiberglass this wood's gonna adhere and actually bond to the fiberglass. So upon getting the wood out, I'll just have to, I'll probably just flat disc it off. But if you didn't know, now you know. Fiberglass and wood are friends. Fiberglass and metal and plastic are not. But little tip. I was thinking about it and I decided Past Hunter is gonna help Future Hunter, and I went over all of the wood with tape so I don't have to worry about that at all, and just helps me keep cruising a little bit faster by spending the time now instead of later. So we're ready to fiberglass, brand new roll, ready to go, and yeah, here we go. Just got done fiberglassing that. That took actually like 3 hours. I started at, let's see, 5:30. Ooh, 8:19. Wow. Wow. That was a lot longer than I thought. But let this sit here overnight, and tomorrow afternoon, flip it over. We'll rip all of the tape and cardboard off. I didn't fiberglass here. I don't know if you can see that. I can't see the screen. Just because how much work's going to go on the sides, and even going on the car, it's not going to line up. So I didn't want to go too much. I'll maybe fiberglass a little bit more. Once this dries, I can rough it up and glass a little closer to the edge, but I don't want to do it right now because there's no cardboard because it's so flimsy. I didn't want to glass it in the wrong place and be misleaded while I was doing the other fiberglassing and bodywork, so save that for another time. But yeah, inside is fiberglassed. one of this. That's a big bumper, man. That thing is huge. Oh my gosh. So now that the interior is fiberglass, we're going to scruff up the outside and glass again. This is where a lot of people will get to this stage, scruff up the fiberglass, and then just do body filler. But you have fiberglass on the inside, yes, but it's good to, I take a sanding disc and kind of dip into the existing fiberglass and then glass over. I'll probably do 2 layers, maybe 3, depending on some areas. It's a little wavy right here from tape and some spots. But yeah, so I'm going to flat disc this whole thing. And another thing I'm going to do is, this is fiberglass filler, the green, on both sides here, there. I'm going to pretty much shave that all off, and then that way it's just pure fiberglass running through it. Did that in the earlier days of my fiberglassing, so I just want to make it as nice as possible. that's where I'm gonna call this video, because I gotta do a bunch of work on the sides and the bumper doesn't go on until I do that. So in the next video, I'm gonna be chopping the sides off the bumper, make sure everything else fits good, doing some work on the sides, making new mounting points, and gonna add a side feature to flow with everything going on with the car. So yeah, there is a section on the Y34's rear bumper. This thing has such a cool presence with how big this bumper is now. But yeah, more work ahead. Thank you so much for watching and checking it out. I'm tired, so I'm gonna end this video here. I'll see you on the next one.